Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nobody Asked for This podcast. I hope you are all having a good time in whatever you're doing on this Wednesday, or by the time you hear this on this Thursday. Let's talk about something really interesting. Excuse me. Already putting my own self to sleep. What would be my favorite day of the week? You know what? I'm going to be weird and different. I kind of like Monday. I like my Mondays. I mean, here's the thing. Monday, 5 out of 7 days are weekdays. So it's like we might as well embrace one of them, right? Wednesday, I don't love. Obviously, Thursdays are a little bit better because there's a new episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. Duh. Tuesdays are fine. I feel like Tuesday, not overrated, but people kind of for a while, Tuesday was just the bland, boring day. And then I think to kind of boost it, Tuesday got some new PR. They got some new PR managers to kind of give them some good buzz. So I'm not worried about Tuesday. Whereas Mondays, everyone's like, oh, I hate Monday. And now people do say Happy Monday. Do you know what I don't love? I'm just going to be honest. I tried to be positive. I'm going to be negative. I don't love being greeted with happy whatever day of the week it is. Friday, I understand. Monday, okay. But if we're doing I literally heard someone the other day say Happy Thursday. And again, not to be judgmental, but okay, do we have nothing else to talk about? Let's talk about the weather, which, P.S., I'm reporting live from a blizzard. Not a Dairy Queen blizzard, a sky blizzard. And it's not full blizzard, it's mildly snowing. And I live somewhere where it doesn't snow too often, so when it snows a little bit, everyone says, oh my gosh, it's a blizzard. And I'm like, guys, we'll be fine. We will proceed. Excuse me, I keep yawning. But yeah, I hope everyone has had a great week. I hope wherever you are in this blizzard, you are sheltering appropriately. No, I'm lucky. I've never been in I don't know that I've ever been in what I would call a blizzard. Maybe a couple times. But I know earlier this year there was some blizzarding happening, legit snowstorms and stuff in parts. I mean, I guess there's always snowstorms in parts of the world, but it was near me but not me type thing. So yeah, lucky to have not been a part of that. But it is funny, snow after Christmas is a funny thing. Which it sounds like a poem. Snow after Christmas. I'm someone who, if there's snow, Christmas Day, love it. Because, what do you really have to do? Where do you really have to go if you're celebrating Christmas? So, let's do it. Let's all, stay warm, cozy on by the fire. But, it's almost March. I don't know that I need to see, even though it can be pretty, it's almost oh, now you're here. Now you show up after Christmas. Also, when I was still in school, my whole thing was snow enough to cancel school or don't snow at all. Because there's nothing worse than that sort of medium level of snow where it's not enough to cancel classes, but it's enough to make it annoying to commute. So it's you're either driving in the snow, which just takes longer, or you're on the bus in the snow, or the train or whatever, which is brutal because everyone takes the train or the bus, and it takes 3 hours to get somewhere. Hate the weather. Whoever invented the weather needs to get it together. I'm a poet today. Not to brag, but yeah. I hope everyone is having a great February so far. Happy February. It's about to be March. It's about it's going to be spring break time in about a month here, which is crazy. Now, when people say spring break, What is that? Like when people say like, I went to spring break. I heard someone say, oh, I'm going to spring break. I'm like, what is that? Is that like a music festival? I'm going to Google it. Like Spring Breakers, like that movie from 10 years ago. Is spring break a music festival? Question mark. Unclear. Also, when I was in college, like we didn't, like, I feel like, isn't spring break like what people do like around college age? But like, you don't get spring break in college unless you do. Like when I was in university, like we didn't get a March break. Like you just did your classes till April, and then you were either off for the summer, and then, or you did like summer semesters, which I always did because I was that much of a loser. I'll own it. I will. I must. But yeah, no, that was weird. Speaking of weird, I don't usually talk about current events, but like, you know what? Let's just go for it. I was watching the Olympics the other day, and I have to say, I did not know this about myself, but, you know, it's 2026. We're kind of rediscovering who we all are. I don't know why I put that on all of us, but is what it is. And I realized I can be a little bit on the judgmental side, because I'm sitting on the couch eating my snacks, essentially like being a dance mom, like Abby Lee Miller style, screaming at these poor athletes who work their whole lives to get to this one moment. All of the pressure's on them. And I'm watching them, you know, go down the luge thinking, I mean, can't you go a little faster? I recognize it's horrible and unpatriotic and judgmental, but like, I don't know, some of these athletes, I'm like, this is the best we have. I'm not going to name any names, nor do I know names, nor am I thinking of one person in particular, but like, I've watched a couple of the events where it's like, you're going to be an Olympic figure skater and you're going to fall. And here's the thing, I totally get, like, I actually don't get it. I can't imagine the stress, pressure, like your whole life. Like, how many sleepovers did you miss with your friends? How many birthday parties did you not go to because you were, like, at the pool for 12 hours a day when you were, like, 12? You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine the commitment, the dedication, all of it. Like, what your family has put into it. Like, you know, you probably have a couple siblings that are, like, we're traveling back and forth, like, in the back seat forever. Like, I can't imagine the effort that gets to that moment. So it's like, why did you slip? I mean, maybe the answer's in the question. But, like, how can you be, like, Olympic level skater? Like, I totally get, like, you had a bad day. Maybe you didn't, like, do the jumps that you thought you were going to do. But to fall? I'm obviously half kidding. Like, again, totally, I can't imagine. Just the whole thing. And the dedication and the perseverance. So, congrats to all of the Olympians. But yeah, every once in a while, I'm like, how did you mess up that bad? Not saying I could do better. I definitely can't. But it's like what happened? Aren't you like a pro? I would like to do more of a deep dive into the Olympics. Like, when did this start? How does it happen? How do you qualify? Like, do you have to, like, audition for the Olympics? There's got to be, like, where's the documentary about the Olympics? I would like to see it, because I have some questions. I also feel like, I don't know this for a fact at all, but I feel like there's probably, like, some good Olympic conspiracy theories. There's got to be, right? Anytime there's an organization that big, like, that involves that many entities, That's my new favorite word these days. I'm always saying entity because it's a word that makes you sound smart, but you actually didn't say anything. It's like a placeholder word, but also a word that's like, ooh, he said the word entities. That means he knows what he's talking about. When really, I just couldn't think of the proper word for the context that I was giving. Did I explain that correctly? Anyway, what else do we have going on this month? We got the Olympics, followed by the Paralympics. Which, hey, don't forget about the Paralympics, okay? We got to tune in for that as well. What else? We got spring break coming up. The groundhog told us to buy more hoodies because it's going to be cold for a little bit longer. I believe we're about to flip the clocks, which, can I just say, for the amount of times that I have complained and ranted and demanded that we do something about daylight savings because I like the light, something flipped this year where, honestly, I go to bed early enough that, like, I'm fine with it getting dark at 4 p.m. Like, when we change the clocks in November and it starts getting dark at, like, 2, that's a bit early, but, like, 4:30 works for me. I get a couple hours of twilight, and then I go to bed at a ripe 7:30 p.m. Like, that has been my routine as of late, and now we're sort of starting to creep up to the point where my bedtime and the sunset time are closing the gap. And I just don't know how that's going to feel to be going to bed in daylight. You know, and like not in a party way, like I'm going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, in a like elderly way, which I'm slowly transitioning to. I think I'm going to just bypass that whole like middle age adult thing and go straight to my golden years. Is that an option? I really do exist as like an older, and I'm not saying that as a compliment to myself. I'm not saying like I'm an old soul. Do you know how everyone's like an old soul? Like how everyone on a reality show thinks they tell it like it is when really no one tells it like it is. Like they're all like fake liars, as am I. But I really do think like I have the behavior of an 80-year-old, and I'm contemplating just leaning in, and then maybe when I'm 80 and you can just sort of naturally get away with more, I think that's when I'll have my like reckoning. Like I'll try all the drugs I never tried. I'll like start going clubbing. I'll go to spring break. I think that would be fun. I'll go on the Golden Bachelor. You know, I have my eye sort of on or not my eye, but I have my that's my goal. I'm going to ride out the next kind of 40 years, God willing, as an elderly. And then when I hit like retirement age, I'm going to just go balls to the wall. What is the impetus? Is that a word? What is the origin of the phrase balls to the wall? I want to Google it, but I am a little bit scared as to what will come up. Balls to the wall. Let's see. According to Reddit, it says it refers to pushing the throttle levers all the way forward for maximum power. And the throttle levers used to have a squash ball-like tip. Did that make sense to anybody? Are we talking like a Nintendo, like the control, like the joystick with the ball on the top, and then you like, but what does that have to do with a wall? I'm confused. Oh, the snow stopped. The blizzard stopped. Blizzard canceled, everybody. That's sad. See, that's the thing with snow. It's so fleeting. It comes and then it goes. It's here and then it's not. Should I do slam poetry? Is slam poetry like a roast? I'm gonna go, one sec. Like slam as an insult? Slam poetry. Slam poetry is a competitive, high-energy form of spoken word performance where poets perform original work, often tackling social, political, or personal themes before a live audience and judges. Oh, so it's like competitive poetry. See, I mean, hey, if I was cut out for any sport, I could go to the Slam Poetry Olympics. Actually, no, I definitely took a poetry class in university, and let's just say by the time spring break came around, I was no longer in a slam poetry or a poetry class. Actually, the truth of that story is I was taking that class during COVID. Or not, sorry. It was like, do you know how COVID got really bad in March and then everything shut down? It was that semester. So like it started the January before COVID. And I did all of the work for the course. I literally think I wrote the final, or like did the final project. And because COVID was weird, they gave you the option to like essentially drop a class like to the very end. Or like the deadline to drop it was like shifted or something. So I was looking at my marks, like my grades that I had gotten back, and I was doing so poorly in the class that even though I completed, I believe, all of the coursework, I dropped the class at the last minute and said, get this off of my transcript. I Control-Alt-deleted the poetry class. And now I come on the Nobody Asked for This podcast and tell you that I'm some grand poet who's going to be in the Olympics of slam poetry. See, I'm a liar. I do not tell it like it is. I very much tell it like it isn't. Ooh, that's a good title. Telling it like it isn't. That should be the title of this show. If we ever do a rebrand, telling it like it isn't. I'm writing that down. Amazing. Okay, well, I feel like I really came here and did what I set out to do, which was make a mediocre piece of content. So I can sleep easy tonight. If you've liked what you heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. On there, you can listen to all of our episodes, find links to our stuff, you know the drill. If you've taken the time to listen to this, I truly appreciate it. Tell a friend, tell an enemy. I'll take the listen either way. And I will talk to you next week. Goodbye. Take care. Stay warm.